Hello, thank you for joining me. Can you believe I was here speaking unstoppably again without a sound, right? Almost as if this subject had a problem on itself because it's just not wanting to work. Um, and then I decided to restart it, right? Because, this subject is part of it and it really has to be transcribed. Uh, I am calling this subject as another truthful reality check. And why do I feel like that is important to mention? Well, spirituality, if you want to leave that road, it's based on truth, not on illusions. And because of that, life will cause you to understand that some things doesn't necessarily go as planned. First of all, I do like that music. Have you ever seen this? I think it got very famous on Instagram. That there is this guy playing on a keyboard. I don't remember what was the instrument, and there was this in another screen the kid singing something like this. Lord, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day. I love this music. This music to me is totally based in understanding the reality of life, because first of all, limits, they sometimes bother us, but we have to think limits. If this wasn't for the limits, you wouldn't have lived many of the experiences that were so fantastic that you lived. Because every time you touch a plate and you eat a food, you are sensing the limit of that energy that nurtures you. uh, because we have limits, we got to create this 3D reality and experience what we experience that we like so much. So first of all, limitations, they're good. That's why you can see other people, that's why you can talk to other people. And there is breaking limits in the sense because you can learn other languages to talk to more people, but if you don't know many languages, you will only be able to talk to a few, but not all of them. So limits, they create the experience we're gonna live. And I do like limits because the idea of the limit is that in respecting some limits is that you're going to live some realities. And why is that connected with pain? Because we really wish we could be completely powerful in a way that nothing could stop us from anything, right? And sometimes we feel like money can help on that, but actually money is not enough because there are some forces in nature that money can change that. And why am I bringing this subject as a reality check? You need to see and understand and figure out what is it that you're trying to do that life is saying no to you. First of all, are you having an experience that is causing you to live day by day a painful feeling? Yeah, hey, that is life saying no to you. Because pain, when you actually can feel pain, this is protection, right? Otherwise, if you didn't feel pain, you could scratch yourself forever until you bleed and you wouldn't be feeling pain and you would allow yourself to continue in the path that hurts you. So when I call you to pay attention on the fact that pain is there to help you, you can also realize that you can thank for it, because that pain will make you understand that you need to change the course, which is good. Now I know that changing the course can be really botherative. Can I use that as a word? Like upsetting. Yeah, very upsetting. It bothers. And it brings us so many challenges. And yet again, challenges, they can be tricky. But that didn't mean that there in the future you didn't cross it. We probably crossed it. And the good things about the challenges is that, do you understand that if you overcome a challenge, things even um, If you understand that you are in front of a challenge and that you need to face it, and then you have the courage to go step by step through that change and that challenge, when you have overcome the subject, you will realize that you have gotten stronger. And when you, okay, I know that people are not so proud of thinking to themselves like, oh my God, I'm feeling so good to myself. I'm so good. I'm so great. Sometimes people feel bothered by it because they feel like this is presumptuous. But what is the problem in recognizing your inner force, right? And also, when you recognize you got stronger, you just built a little bit more of your self confidence. And I'm not talking about the self confidence that the world tries to teach, okay? Because self confidence to the world means, oh, you have to look like secure, and if you don't feel secure, you pretend you are secure, and then and life will feel like, no, it's not that. I'm talking about the real deal, that thing that you grow in you naturally within your path and from your challenges, that just by the fact that you overcame a challenge, you feel like you're strong. So now you're ready to face more challenges that you dreamed of trying them, but you didn't have the courage to leave them. So it is good that sometimes life offers us a limitation. And in that is when we build faith in ourselves. That is the self-confidence, the faith that you can make things happen and that you can overcome challenges. And in that, if you can overcome challenges, you can also understand that you get to conquer that thing that you want to live. Even if your dream feels like too big for you, understand this, that maybe that feels too big for you because it is. Oh, but are you saying I'm not going to leave my dreams? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that think of it like this. You can only control 10% of things, let's suppose, because there is only part of things that you are aware of. You can know what are the streets you're gonna walk into or drive into. You can know the restaurants you're going into, but maybe you don't know who's gonna be there. Or maybe you don't know that when you arrive there, someone else would appear in front of you, someone that you know, and would call you to go somewhere else. And then the plan has just changed. And it was super nice that you accepted to change your plans because the outcome of that was that you had a lot of joyful and pleasant time with that person that you found. And why am I touching this subject? Because sometimes things get better when you actually stop trying to control them. And this image that I used as the cover of this live for today is about this girl, and you can see that surrounding her there seems to be a lot of commitments, and she seems to be busy, and there's a lot of errands to go through, and it seems that this is a very busy working day. But then she understands, oh my God, this got way too big for just myself. Okay, now I'm gonna trust life. Now I'm gonna stop controlling it, and I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm just gonna sit, relax, think to myself what is good for me, get into a good vibration moment, and I will be able to. Okay, I will be able to understand with that I don't handle everything alone. And this is super important, guys, because when you understand that you don't handle everything just by yourself, you just touched the spiritual realms that the other beings that should be there with you now are being called to be helped, to be helping you. Because if you're not supposed to do everything alone, but something is supposed to be done and it has to have more people working together on it with you, I'm sorry, and you just stop to relax, it's like this. Okay, I recognize that I'm not strong enough to do all of this by myself. That means I need help. I can only control 10% of things, but I cannot control what other people will do or what will be happening throughout society and the city. This got too big. I'm gonna wash my hands off. This just got too big for me. I'm not ready for it by myself. Okay, I don't know how it's gonna be done, but it will be done. Life will find a way, and then you sit and then you relax. And when you admit that you don't know how to do that, when you admit that you don't know how to make that happen, then it's life's turn to make that happen. And believe me, life's power is a lot higher than yours. Earth's power is a lot higher than yours. And his spiritual powers, they're a lot higher than yours. So when you have the, is it humbleness or humility? Let me check just a bit. Humility. Isn't it about being humble? Humbleness. Yeah, humbleness. Yeah. So when you understand that you don't know how things may or should work, and you acknowledge with humbleness that you don't know how to make this happen for yourself, you just shot your spiritual forces throughout all the places to call the right people to make it happen. So part of your spirit will go into that person that can help you with that, and part of your spirit will find that other person that can help you with that. But some of that person are cities away, distant from you, and you still need that. And out of nowhere, she just makes you this conference call, and she doesn't really know what to say to you, but she felt like she wanted to call you. And then you are like, you're not gonna believe me. I needed your help precisely now. You called me for what? And the person says, I don't know why I called you. It just felt like I needed to call you. Oh my God, that person is totally hearing the call from your spirit from that moment of being humbled, that you understood that you couldn't do this by yourself and you would need other people's help. And this is amazing magic. So I want to propose for you again and again and again. I know I have been speaking about it many times, but maybe you're hearing this first live and you didn't hear the other lives. And I want to propose for you a little trick that I learned. When things are not going the way you wanted them to go, just think for it. Like this. Hey, I had it all planned and it was super going through, and for some reason it didn't go through. And I don't understand why. But this seems now to be too big for just myself. So I'm gonna do what I have to do to make it work, but I also need you on the invisible side to do your part of the work because this has to happen, and I'm not finding a way to make it happen by myself. So I will stop trying to control everything now so you can do your part and help me, even though I don't know how. Okay? Okay. And they would do just that. So when you find a limit, it's not life saying no, it's life saying no in that way. You have to change something in order to make that work. And maybe if it's not working in any way, maybe that is not something that you have to live now. Maybe it's something for later. Maybe life is trying to prepare you and make you stronger to live that what you want in a better moment when you're better prepared. And remember to thank for what didn't go correctly, because that is a preparation for you to arrive where you want to arrive, being completely prepared to live it. And why do I call this a reality check? Okay, spirituality is about living the truth. Spirituality won't cause you to live an illusion. It will actually break all the illusions for you. And this can be a very unsettling moment because you had so much planned and you have been planning things maybe for 10, 15 more years than that. And that one thing just seemed to not be working at all. and then you realize it, but then you go and like, hey, I think for this thing not going correctly, because this is heading me to another situation that will be more suitable for now. And life will cause you to change, because if you don't change, life will make you feel pain, sometimes emotional pain and sometimes physical pain. And pain is good, because pain is what make you understand that you need to stop hurting yourself. So you could be living a reality of a daily work that you need to face from 8 to 5, and you're just feeling super sad about this because this is not what you wanted to live. So you're feeling that pain as a call to change. Oh, but Danny, I'm not brave enough to do that change. Okay, so the pain will grow, honey. The pain will grow until you realize that that's not your truth anymore. That's not what your spirit is seeking for you anymore. And sometimes it's about the vows, right? Let's talk then about marriage. Sometimes you did those vows and till death parts us, but then you're feeling so sad for being in that relationship, and you're just feeling like, oh my God, I can't handle this anymore. This is not what I have dreamed of. Oh, really? So life is showing to you that things can be different from what you were expecting? Is life showing you that sometimes things don't go as you have planned them to go? Oh, really? So is another part of life inviting you to live another reality? Oh, but that transition moment. Oh my God, the transition moment. And I know how scary that can be, because I could have changed my life once and for all in just one movement. But then I got scared of things. I got scared of finances and bankruptcy, and then I got scared that my daughter would be depending on maybe others people realities and financial support. And I was like, oh no, I do want to do a small slow transition, because I don't want to feel that scared, because I think that if I feel that much scared, I will be feeling powerless and weak. So I decided to do a very soft and slow transition. This year, me being here talking to you is part of that transition. And the transition can also be hurtful, but you will at least face it with encouragement, because you will no longer keep feeling the pain of the path that was hurting you. And if you did the vows and now it does, your marriage life, yeah, I suppose this is it, is no longer working for you and you're feeling sad about it, life is trying to tell you that the reality has changed. And oh, but I have to sing here because I did the vows to death parts. Honey, I'm sorry, but if you're feeling sad about your marriage, the vows are no longer true in your heart. And this is the painful reality check, because if you're going through a spiritualized path, life will put you in truth, honesty, sincerity, and reality. The spiritual realms don't allow us to live lies. They want us to go according to our natural inner being flows, because when you get in accordance with your inner flow, your inner nature, your life will run smoothly and so much easily. And if sometimes a challenge appears, it won't make you feel scared anymore, because the fact that that new reality is totally aligned with your inner truth and your inner nature will put on you the courage to go through that challenge in order to face your stronger strength, a new strength found to face more challenges. And this is super important. This is you building that self confidence that will make you realize that you can conquer things. And in understanding that you cannot control everything, you will open up a part of you that will allow the invisible forces to help you out and bring the correct people in the right time, in the right situations, and make you be in the right places with the right people in the right time. So if you for any reason had have this painful moment within yourself that tells you to just feel pain for what you're living, you will keep feeling the pain until you change the course. And this is super big because maybe you didn't find enough courage to start the change. Honey, the pain will grow and it will keep growing. So, what you can do to help yourself is acknowledge with humbleness that you don't know how to change and that you need help to change and you don't know where that help will come from. But start wishing and acknowledging that you are wishing for that change to come. Because when you acknowledge that you don't know, you are making the invisible other 90% work for you, and they work so much better for you because they have no geographical or time limits. Then they can bring people from the future to be in the right place and in the right hour with you in a future present to help you with that transition. And I like that and I love that because you will face from that point on what is the invisible forces participating in your life in a positive way that they will make things work better for you. And if they don't make it work easily or easier for you, then they will prepare you to be stronger to find that previously would be have been difficult to now seem a lot easier. So believe me, you are being prepared and allow yourself to understand that you don't need to worry or get into anxiety or angst before you need to change something in your life. Also, if you have something going on with your life that is making you uncomfortable enough to feel worried, you just faced a challenge. Would you rather to go through that challenge smiling or crying? Don't you think that if you've got this challenge that is causing you to feel upset about your own life, don't you think that it would be better for you to face that challenge with courage and a smile on your face? Or do you think you would rather go crying to try to push the strength from your bottom, from your visceras? Let me visceral, yeah, visceral, yeah. So when I talk to you about going through this and acknowledging with yourself that you just found a limit and you're not really understanding how to go through with it, release that weariness and acknowledge that you need help. And once you acknowledge, life will prepare the people who are ready to help you making that happen. And it's proportional, okay? So you have a difficult situation. The more you control it, the most confusing it gets, the more weariness you will bring to yourself, anxiety, and the more you relax, understand that maybe you don't know all of it, the more you are enhancing your faith. And when you're enhancing your faith, you are connecting with the invisible forces to bring the help you are longing for. And the more you relax, the more they will help. The more you relax, the more they will help because they need you to live that reality that was on your agenda when you came to Earth. You really need to live that experience. But if it seems too big for you, this is life saying, hey, it is too big for you because that is true. It's not meant to be done by just one person. You need people to help you. So when you relax and surrender to the facts and accept, because accepting hurts less, you are enhancing your faith and you are making so many other forces work for you to bring the right people in the right hour and in the right place. And believe me, sometimes the right people and in the right place, they are 7,000 kilometers away from you. Kilometers, because I'm not so familiar with, I'm more familiarized with the metric systems, right? But the opportunity is really out there, and you don't know even how to find it. But once, when I was really sad and I didn't know how to find the opportunity that I wanted, that is this opportunity here of me talking to you, I just said to the forces, I don't know how I'm going to get that. And they just answered, hey, when an opportunity is meant to be lived by you, you don't need to worry, not even in sending out a resume. The opportunity will present itself for you like something thrown from the sky. It just will come to you. And sometimes, as I said, you don't need to send a resume. The opportunity will fall on your lap. I have this friend, he's a really good wizard. He's been playing tarot for people for the last 40 years. He's really good at it. And he says, oh, I'm not going to give myself the trouble of looking for it, because when I want things, the world makes things fall in my lap. And I have never seen it happening differently. Oh, but then I asked him, oh, but if things fall down on your lap, you never need to leave home. And he spoke to me like this: no, it's not that I don't have to leave home. I just need to live what I feel like it's good for me and what makes me feel amused and joyful. Because when I'm in that, even when I go to the restaurant in the corner of my house just to have some snacks, life will bring the people that I need to know. So when I go to the streets to live a good moment and experience good things, the energy that I put out there is so strongly to my favor that the people that I need to meet come to where I am. So the good things are really falling in his lap like from the sky. And this person, he has really been my example of trust, because things really come to his way and he's really super trusting in spirituality. So please understand, if you're living something that you don't want, this is spirituality saying to you that this is not the reality that matches your inner nature. And it will keep causing you pain until you have the courage to change, because at some point the pain will grow so big that will make you feel like tired of that reality. And in feeling tired, you will find inner strength to face and encourage yourself to change that reality, even if little by little, like I am. But you're gonna have to change it, otherwise, the pain will grow on you. So remember this. Why is this a reality check? Because maybe sometimes you really are somewhere you thought you really wanted to live, but you're feeling pain in living that reality. But you're trying really hard, because when you grew up, this is what they told you that should be a good guy or a good girl. So you were really committed to it, because you really are trying to be that good guy or that good girl in society. But it's not working. So life is trying to make you get back to your inner nature to make it work again. Uh, I hope you have the courage to sit down with yourself and understand that that pain is asking you to move, to change. And in facing that challenge, you will find your inner growth and you will understand that you are super strong. I know you are super strong. Everyone that has chosen to come to a spiritual path, that person is searching for truth. And the program of life is, you will find what you were searching for, okay? So I want to thank you if you were in here with me so far. or even if you just passed by. Thank you so much for being in here with me today. Remember to get to know Love and Moon Boutique. They are the ones who created this wellness space for us to grow subjects into spirituality, because it can be super challenging for people in the beginning of the journey. Thank you, Love and Moon Boutique, for this space. I love being in here with people to grow our perceptions into reality so we can drop off some of our illusions. Even though they don't happen all at once, they will happen at some point. And this is very special to me. So I really want to thank the whole spirituality that made this opportunity come to me without me having to send a resume. And remember, thank you for joy and thank you for pain. Pain is what makes you understand that you need to face the change that you need to face. Thanks again. Kisses in your heart. I hope you have a really blissful week ahead of you and that you can feel some relief from relaxing, okay? Have a good moment, a good journey. And if you like this, remember to subscribe and remember to give me your likes so we can spread this healing channel for more people throughout the world. And bye bye. Thank you.